Okay, and welcome to the episode 5 of the Zemus Cheetar podcast. I want to put something in here like, your place for gaming news kind of thing, but we're just kind of casual takes on weekly gaming news, I guess, and discussions and whatnot. But anyways, I'm here with Cheetar,
What's up?
not a whole lot,
Yeah.
and I'm your other host, Zemus. So what we usually start with is what we've been playing lately. So,
hmm
Cheetar, what have you been playing lately?
Um, the only thing I've been playing, I actually haven't really been playing a whole lot.
Okay, I know
I
one thing
played,
that
well,
you,
I guess,
yeah.
yeah. But I guess I played a little bit of Smash Bros.
Oh,
With people a while ago.
that's cool. Hey, we
That
should
was
do
fun.
that. I got on Nintendo Online for a while.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I
Yeah, we should
might even be
definitely
able
do
to
that.
have it for an extra year because I just noticed that when I got the 3 free months for signing up for Amazon Prime, there's another
Mhm.
box that is dark, and it says it will activate when I've after 60 days.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
and
I
then it
forgot
says
about
one more
that.
year
hmm
after that. So I bookmarked it so I don't forget. But we'll see in August, I guess. I'll try it out.
hmm
So maybe I'll have another year for nothing. I don't know. Um,
Probably.
yeah, I guess so. But I was just happy to get 3 months. So,
Yeah, it's super cool.
but anyways,
But yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Smash and then Mother 3.
yeah, you finished that.
Yeah, I did. I finished it last night.
What's your rating on the whole thing?
Um, I'll give
So,
it a rating of play Earthbound first.
all right.
Um,
Yeah, everybody should just play Earthbound.
well,
Earthbound's priority, in my
well,
opinion.
not just that. Like,
But I
I
mean,
want to
like that's
say
the
like
one to. Yeah,
chapter 5 onwards, maybe chapter 6 onwards. Um, just Earthbound stuff starts happening, like
gotcha.
heavy, heavy references.
Cool.
Like
That's exciting.
some characters randomly appear, and
Yeah,
just I don't know.
cool. I know Pokey's supposed to be in there somewhere or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I ever knew from Mother Three, from
hmm
forever ago, was that Pokey was in there somewhere. But that kind of made sense with the opening thing anyway. I thought with the those pig robots and things, I was like, Pokey, he's got his fingerprints all over this.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. But you liked it,
Yeah,
the
I
whole
liked it.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very fun. There were a couple of points where the bosses there were a couple of bosses that were just difficult for no reason. I
Gotcha.
kind of felt.
Yeah.
But so I had to grind for a little bit.
Yeah. Earthbound's
Just
like that too. Sometimes it's just random battles. It's just you run out of endurance kind of thing, you know. Um,
yeah,
the moment.
like I
Go ahead.
I don't know. There's just like one boss in particular. Like on chapter 7, you're trying to pull these needles out of the earth. So like each needle has like a big boss at it,
Okay.
and one of them like they just keep shooting psi attacks at you, and unless you are leveled up enough to where you can do um psi shield for everyone at once, then
Right.
like don't even bother.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, what
I
were you
I
going to
forget.
say?
Well, first off, I forget. Is Game Over handled the same as in Earthbound? You don't really go to the title screen or nothing. It just sends you back to wherever you slept.
um
So I can't remember.
yeah, yeah, it sends you back to one of the save frogs.
Oh, right. Okay, but you don't like lose all your progress.
No, you don't lose any of your
Right. Okay.
progress.
Good.
You keep your levels
So
or
it's not
whatever.
frustrating anyway if you get game over. It's you're still
Yeah,
can
the only
still
thing you
progressing.
lose are the items that you used, and
Right. And probably some of your money or something.
yeah, like half of your money. But like
Yeah.
money doesn't come to effect until chapter 4
Right. Oh
because
yeah,
there
I
is
never
no
even thought of
money.
that. Yeah. See, that's the thing is okay. So that's exciting because I only played like the first 3 hours or so and kind of got. I never get into it or whatever. But obviously the game changes. I guess the more you play.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I didn't know that. So
Like heavy, heavy lore, like right at the end of chapter 8 too.
okay, cool. And there's 9 chapters or how many chapters?
Wait, I mean, I guess middle of chapter 8. There are 8 chapters.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I beat it on maybe a little under 30 or like right at 30
Cool.
hours.
That's
But
good.
it's a Game Boy Advance game, so like
Well, that's how
it's
SNES games
supposed to
are
be
anyway. They're 20 something hours. So yeah,
yeah, but I mean that too. But also it was a nice amount of hours. Like it
yeah,
wasn't
for a handheld.
too padded.
Yep, awesome.
But yeah, it was great.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it at some point.
Hmm.
I saw you tweet yesterday that you're pretty sure it'll come out like
It, it
officially.
it has to now because I spent the money to
Oh,
to get a copy,
I gotcha.
so it has to.
Um, do,
That's just the way karma works.
now that you've played it all, do you think there's a lot that has to be changed? Just a couple things, maybe only just a little bit changed?
Um,
I don't get the
so,
sensitivity with all that stuff because it's art. It's like, and it's not like, I mean, okay, this is kind of, I see both sides to this, but I'm firmly on one. But if it comes out today, it's if you can label it as a what 2001 game or whenever that came out,
2006, I believe.
2006. Okay. Oh yeah, Game Boy Advance, not yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Game Boy Advance came out in like 2002, I think. So
oh okay.
you're
Um,
close.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I was thinking about color for some reason, but yeah,
Uh,
obviously it's Game Boy Advance. But I mean, you can label it, and again, I can understand the argument against this, but I'm still firmly on this side. But you can just label it as a 2006 game. Like people should understand. It's not how
yeah.
people look at it today. Like think if new games came out today, it's like Star Fox 2. The frame rate sucks, and some of it's unfinished and whatever. Um, but the fact that it's came out officially, people aren't saying like Nintendo, what are you doing with games today and everything. You know, they recognize it's a 1996 game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I mean, that's a different. Again, that's different, but I think art should be just the way it is.
yeah, that's different compared to the things that people are going to complain about this game about.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, and
There.
I'm aware of some of it, but I don't find it that like. And I'm not saying personally. It just it's cartoon characters doing cartoon things in a cartoon crazy world. It has nothing to do with our reality.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I can understand potentially why someone might get offended, I guess.
mhm. But that happens
But
way more in modern games, or
yeah,
less even. Like look at I don't know if you watched Andy Cortez talk about everybody's golf VR.
no.
Okay, so it gets really I don't want to say sexual, but like dating simi with really suggestive material with the material with the caddies
Okay.
with the female cat. Well, they're all female caddies, but it's really like kind of uncomfortable and weird.
Huh.
And it's in VR and stuff. So cause it's funny. You should watch that Gamescast. That's
Okay.
kind of funny Gamescast for those not aware. But yeah, he talks about his experience with the Everybody's Golf VR, and it's basically like a dating sim, and he got kind of sucked away to that side of it instead of playing golf.
Okay.
So it sounded pretty
Maybe I'll
crazy.
play this.
Yeah, they added a lot of interesting stuff, and it's a discounted game too, and he's having fun with it. But
Yeah, I saw it was like $30.
yeah, yeah,
Which isn't bad at all. I
no,
have the demo finally downloaded. I just haven't
uh,
had a chance to play it.
yeah, give it a try. The caddy thing sounded interesting, and he made
It
it really
does.
funny. So, but stuff like that, I don't think anybody's gonna care. Like, it's not gonna become a headline, go on headlines. It just comes out and goes, and that's sexual content. That's completely different for
Yeah,
an all ages
I
game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, first of all, there's a couple things. There is no official English translation, so as long as they
true.
translate things
So
correctly,
it's in the text, is what you're saying.
the, yes. So
Because that's not
for
going to affect
those,
gameplay or like the story. If it's
mm,
just like changing a name or something.
it's text and maybe people.
Okay.
Um,
And the original
the
Earthbound had that too, like as far as stereotypes, if that's what you're talking about, and that kind of stuff. But it went untouched.
I'm going to lightly talk about this.
Yeah, I'm aware of some
Just
of it, but yeah,
well, so
but not
there's this
everybody maybe.
race of people in Mother 3 called Magypsies,
Yeah.
and they're genderless.
Right.
Um, they look like I don't know. They look very. They have like 5 o'clock shadow. They look like men, but then they look like a drag queen essentially, like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like that type of attire. Um, and I feel like the main issue that people complain about now, which fine, that it's a fair argument, but it's also a fan translation, is that um they jump around with pronouns just like crazy. Like
Okay.
sometimes they call him he, sometimes they call him
Yeah.
she's, or they. It's just so inconsistent. I think
Yeah.
that would be the thing that people would complain about the most.
Okay. So that's an easy
Um,
fix that won't affect anything.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm cool
But
with that.
also I don't know if people will take offense to it being a quote unquote stereotype,
Mhm.
because I don't think it is a stereotype. I think it was just them just trying to be quirky and fun.
Yeah, again, the way I see it, and I know a lot of people don't, but I think that's actually almost a positive thing. Like it's like, hey, we got this, you know, interesting, like especially the visual and stuff. Like it's not like, and again, for one, they're not human, right? They're like some other race or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
they look human
you're
though.
right. I guess it'd be different if they were human, but I don't know. It is a complicated thing, and there's always going to be people that are gonna take offense to it, I guess. But I don't,
Hmm.
since it's such, I don't think even if it released, I don't think it's gonna be crazy like huge and sell a ridiculous amount, or it's still gonna be a niche kind of thing. I
Yeah.
think the vast majority of people buying it are probably already aware of that, or whatever. Like, well, definitely the majority. I don't think you're gonna get random people just
Yeah,
buying it. I
but
don't
I
know.
feel
I
like
don't know.
we might get another what was it, Kotaku UK type article
I don't know if I.
where
Okay.
there was an article about the Persona 5
Oh yeah.
song in
Okay.
Smash, or for example, just I don't know, just
Oh,
big headliner things. Like I don't know, I feel
yeah.
like people could take offense and just spin it around and
Maybe it's
get
just my
clicks.
my little world, but it just feels like it's already well known that Mother 3 has stuff in it. But
I
I don't
don't know. I
know.
feel like it's only well known to the hardcore RPG people, but
Yeah,
like
but that's what I figured is like those would be the people that would buy it. So
casuals
I don't
might
know.
pick it up now because I
Yeah.
mean Lucas is in
Yeah. Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah.
People
Maybe
picked up Fire Emblem because of Smash.
maybe it's fine to change a few little things, but like visual or something.
Yeah.
Obviously that just means it's more work to put out, but
Yeah, they changed in the English patch for this game later, because like there's a little museum of like certain things from Earthbound,
right.
and they did change the pencil, the squid statue to a pencil, like how it
Right.
is.
That's true. I forgot about that one actually. I knew about that, but I totally forgot. The
Yeah,
way
but
where my
but yeah, like they actually did take the time to change it for consistency.
yeah.
So I thought that was
Where
cool.
my brain went was like Final Fantasy VI and the visuals that they changed, like in the goddess statue boss and the siren summon,
Hmm.
and same with the seraphim or whatever. They put some extra clothing on her,
Mm.
and little minor things like that. And that's fine. That's whatever, you know. Or obviously changing pub to cafe. Same with I'm sure in the original
Yeah,
Earthbound probably. I'm just assuming.
yeah. But
Um,
I
but
don't know.
yeah,
Otherwise, it's a great game.
cool.
I think people will like it.
Yep. And that was the only thing, right? Pretty much, it was just that
Yeah,
that race.
that and random text things. Like there is one character who's very brash and swears a lot, like occasionally, but
Okay.
like not not super swearing. Like
Like Damn or
I don't know.
something.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
which
And
is
I don't
big
know if
for a
that
Game
would,
Boy game, yeah,
yeah,
or Game
and
Boy
that wouldn't
Advance.
really fly for Nintendo necessarily. But that's something easy that you can fix.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe it's not a good argument, but I think of like Mortal Kombat 11 and stuff that's on Switch or Saints Row and stuff. Um, it's kind of funny how I actually heard this on a podcast recently where Nintendo's kind of going all in on just anything goes, you know, all
Yeah.
ages, where Sony's kind of doing the opposite lately.
Hmm.
It's kind of funny how that switched.
Yeah.
Sony's not censoring everything, but Sony's censoring more than
Censoring a
they ever
lot.
have. Yeah, and Nintendo's doing the opposite, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, Nintendo is the mobile market now.
oh, we'll get to that. Oh boy, yeah. All right, let's move on. I'm kind of excited to get to some of the stories actually.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, what I've been playing lately, right?
All right.
Um, nothing too
Stuff.
special. I'm just gonna mention a couple because there's been a few things I'm dabbling in. The Neo 2 beta or alpha actually. I played that last week. Tried playing it a couple times. I will say first, it's really difficult to play an alpha for a hardcore, difficult RPG, action
Hmm.
RPG, you know, Souls type game. When you know your progress means nothing.
Hmm.
It's so hard for me to fire it up and play and focus and like knowing that this is my character and that when it's just a temporary thing that's going to go away in a few days.
Yeah.
Um, so I played it for like an hour straight last week when I first got it. Saw some people streaming it too, but I was like, and they had a lot of views, and I'm thinking, should I? I'm like, I should probably look for an NDA thing or something. I don't know if they're getting in trouble. Didn't end up finding out, but I saw GameSpot streaming it today, so maybe it lifted now. But anyways, um, I'm still gonna. So since GamePro's streaming it today, I guess that's perfect. I'll be able to say what I want about it.
Yeah.
Not that we'd get in trouble. Nobody higher up's going to be watching the show, but just
Not
in
yet.
case, still want to whatever, play the role. Be
Hmm.
careful. But anyways, character creation. There's finally character creation, and it's actually pretty in depth. Although they don't give you options to like, you can't go into hair and all that. But there's like at least 12 different categories for everything. They're all grayed out though. Like you can't go in and make a character. Instead, you pick from like male or female, and then I think there's like four. I'm assuming four of each, because I only chose female. There's like four
Hmm.
different female faces and clothing, and or yeah, there's clothes options too, and like hair and whatever. And they look really good. The characters look almost like anime characters. Like they look really detailed. And when I say anime characters, I mean like 3D models. Like
Yeah.
almost sounds like Persona or something. Like they look really
Okay.
good. Um, and the gameplay, I was actually shocked when I loaded it up. And again, this is Neo 2. When I loaded it up and started playing, I was like, this is Neo 1. Like it's exactly the menus. There's a few little changes, but the menus, the gameplay, the way everything, like the way you move around and attack and stuff, and the R1 to, I forget if you played Neo, but R1 to like gather your key or whatever.
Hmm.
When you attack a few times, you gotta press tap R1 at the right time to bring your stamina back up. Um, I think even the HUD's the same. I'd have to, don't quote me on that, but I just remember everything being the same. But then when I loaded up my abilities, it was like a skill tree. It looked like the sphere grid. It was huge, and that was all different. Um, and played for a little bit. I think the enemies are a little different. Like there's some giant sword enemies and like samurai and stuff that felt a little different. One thing I noticed, there was some kind of currency you pick up. And did you play Neo One at all, Cheetar?
I did not.
You saw Steph play it at all?
Yeah, a tiny bit.
Okay, do you remember the red like swords in the ground that you can summon enemies to attack you? There are other players that died there, and they can get their gear and stuff. Okay,
Yes.
so those are still there, but there's also blue ones now. So what you do is you can walk up and summon them, and it summons a character like a NPC version of their character to fight with you. So that is awesome.
Mm.
That's some nice little co-op, I guess, or whatever. Not really co-op, but like help. Like Bloodborne added those NPCs later that you can summon.
Hmm.
It's like that. But you need a currency that you can find or whatever. So that was really cool. I like that because again, the game's super hard, so it's nice to have a companion with you. But I didn't feel overpowered. They died quick and everything. It was like I still had to protect them a bit, but they would still take some hate a little bit once in a while.
Yeah.
The other new thing that I noticed that was really cool. Again, I only played it for like an hour and a half or so. Dual axes. You can pick up like these hatchets and you can throw them or like do all kinds of crazy combos. So there's obviously gonna be new weapons. But those felt really good. Um, I think that's it. It
Okay.
shocked me how much it was like Neo One. But oh, and when you transform, so normally you collect a pet, like you have your own little pet that you choose or whatever, like a
Hmm.
spirit animal thing. So you have the dog just at the start of the wolf or whatever to start the game. I'm sure there's other ones. Neo One had a ton. Well, normally when you fill up a meter with your pet equipped, you press triangle and circle at the same time to like transform. You get, I think, like health regeneration. And you do tons of damage, but you look the same in Neo One. You were just kind of glowy. I think Devil May Cry kind of did the same thing. As far as the old ones go, if I remember right, you fill up a meter and you can like transform, but or
Hmm.
whatever. God of War obviously has that too. But anyways,
Yeah.
but in this one, you literally transform into like a big monster, and
Okay.
it looks cool. It has combos. There's a weird mechanic. I went through a tutorial for it, but I didn't get to use it in the actual game. But there's a weird mechanic when you kill enemies. I think it's money Amrita that falls. I think that's your money, yeah, or like souls or whatever. Uh, so it falls on the ground. You go pick it up. But when you're transformed and there's like Amrita on the ground, I think it said like you while you're doing your combos. Like so, let's say you killed a monster and there's like a bunch more. You're killing another one. During your combo, you can like hold triangle, which is your attack button, to like charge your attack, but it'll absorb all the money on the ground to make your attack stronger.
Hmm.
It was like really weird, but it seemed kind of cool. So that's the other thing I noticed. But anyways, it was cool. I might pick it up. It seems like my kind of thing, but
Cool.
I have to be in the mood for it because I'm not into difficult games normally.
Yeah.
Um, but I love action RPGs with tons of depth. So even if they're gonna whoop my ass over and over again, it's all right.
Yeah.
Um,
When's that come out?
I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna
Okay.
guess at the end of the year, but
Okay.
there's so much already at the end of the year, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's a
My,
lot.
I'm kind of hoping it's pushed. I want more to early 2020 stuff.
Yeah.
Um, And the other thing, so I didn't actually plan to talk about that much, but the other games I've been playing are so Lufia 2 on Super Nintendo.
Mhm.
I've put a good 5 hours or so into it. It feels like a lot more, but I checked my clock. It said like 4 hours, 4.5 hours last time I checked. Um, but I've been through so many towns. I got a full party. Um, have you ever played it? Do you know anything
No,
about
I
it?
haven't.
No. So it's a game that I've always known about. It's in my old magazines and everything. Lufia 1 I used to want forever, but I didn't get games
Mhm.
very often. So like by the time Christmas came around, let's say Final Fantasy 3 was out or Earthbound or whatever, because I only owned like a few RPGs for Super Nintendo. I got one like every year. Um, I did spend two bad Christmas, well, quote unquote bad. I mean, they're good memories, but two Christmases that I wish I could have got other games. I got Mortal Kombat, first one on Super Nintendo, for one
Mhm.
Christmas. That was kind of a waste. I loved that game. I learned all the moves and whatever, but of course, no blood, and it didn't last. It wasn't a game I could play every day like Final Fantasy or something.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other Christmas, I got a Super Scope with Yoshi Safari.
Oh
Again,
boy,
great memories because you can't emulate that or nothing. So I'm glad I have those memories. But
all those batteries.
yes, and I ended up just taking the Super Scope to the beach and just playing with it, and I didn't use it as a gun anymore.
I
Uh,
feel like that's what a lot of people did.
Probably, I was like, screw it, I'll just use it as a fake gun and shoot my little
Yeah.
nephew with it at the beach because I didn't use it anymore. I wish I had that Battlezone game because that looked really cool with giant
Yeah.
robots and stuff. But yeah, and I found out. I remember later finding out that Yoshi Safari was two players. It wasn't listed anywhere, I don't think. But the second
Huh.
controller can control where Yoshi's head goes, so you can choose different paths.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah, I wish that game could be somehow re-released by Nintendo. Um,
Shocked it wasn't on
with motion controls and stuff right? On
like
the
Wii or something.
exactly. Maybe it was, and like on the Virtual Console or something. But I don't know. Probably not.
Who knows?
I mean, I don't think it was a great game, but it's just a shooting gallery Mario game, which is already pretty
Yeah.
cool. So, but anyways, so Lufia 2 was a game I completely missed out on. It's a late Super Nintendo game. It looks like it in a good way. Like it looks awesome.
Mhm.
Graphics are amazing. The battles have cool animations and everything. Love the graphics. It feels a lot, and you can take this as a positive or a negative. It feels a lot like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest,
Okay.
especially in the battles. Characters on the bottom, enemies at the top. Um, but also in that you see your fights before they happen. There's a lot of puzzles, just like in Mystic Quest. You also have items that you use if you remember Mystic Quest, where you can plant bombs or
Mhm.
whatever. You have that in Lufia too. Feels very Zelda-like in that way, where you're raising water levels and like trying to build little bridges and puzzles and hit switches and push columns. To, I know to keep switches pressed. Um, but my main complaint for the game is, man, that's quote unquote story is just by the numbers. It just feels like a money grab thing where it's just like, let's put out a high quality RPG that looks pretty, makes
Yeah.
good trailers and good in gaming magazines, and kids will love it and make us billions of dollars. Which apparently didn't because that was the last of it. Although I guess there was some DS remake,
Yeah, there was some DS, but
and I heard
otherwise
they're
that's
not
pretty
great.
much it.
But yeah, as far as the story goes, like again, this is a late Super Nintendo game, and I'm thinking Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 3, Earthbound, where the dialogue is king. Like those are
Mhm.
amazing stories, and I just think of Final Fantasy 3 with playing Lufia 2 reminds me of how great. Actually, I think I appreciate the games even more than I have already. Like Final Fantasy 3, the story, like Terra's story, and all the crazy things that happen, but they're like not. They don't talk down to you. Like there's serious things that happen. There's deaths and things that are major, and um, yeah, even side stories are. I don't talk about 3 forever, but like even like Locke's side story with Rachel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's some cool stuff that's not even, you might not even see that. Like most players,
Mhm.
you just, especially if you only play it for a little bit, as kids do.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
where Lufia 2 is just, here's the town you get to. Oh, there's monsters attacking the town. Oh, this new guy shows up and he fought off the monsters with you. I'm going to join your party. And a little music plays and he joins your party. And then you like you talk to the people in the shops, you upgrade your gear. You find a shop, like a special shop, and the guy's like, I'm missing this golden apple or whatever. I'm kind of paraphrasing. And it was stolen from my shop or something. Please go to the northeast dungeon and find it. You go to the dungeon, do a bunch of puzzles, fight a boss, get the apple, come back, and he's like, cool, here's a card. And he gives you a card, and then you take it to like the king, and he's like, cool, now you can pass the shrine. You go up to the shrine, you go to the next town. Repeat. New party
Hmm.
member, same thing, random side quests that are just dumb. Um, the only interesting thing, maybe, and maybe things will get interesting. I'm only 5 hours in, although again, I've been through like 6 towns and I got a full party, and feels like a lot's happened when really there's nothing going on.
Hmm.
Um, the only cool thing, I guess, is that your main character is traveling with his girlfriend, and there's a little back and forth once in a while. It's mostly for comedic effect, but at least there's some kind of thing where maybe something will happen to one of them, or maybe something will happen and make me care. But because I feel like they're setting that up for a reason, because you were kind of apprehensive taking your girlfriend along. But
Yeah.
anyways, and hell, one of your party members even has a girlfriend, and it's like, oh, you don't really see that ever in Super Nintendo RPGs,
No,
like
not really.
relationships like that, especially ones that are already established. It's like, yeah, that's my girlfriend, and I'm gonna go on an adventure. Because like your other party or party member guy has a girlfriend that he had to leave in another town, and that kind of became a thing, and it was kind of interesting. But again, it's not written the greatest, and it feels like a kiddie game, but it looks
Yeah.
really good. So I don't know. It's kind of I'm kind of not feeling it, but I'm kind of stick with it. And then the other thing I want to mention, I started playing last night, Shadowrun on Super Nintendo.
Oh, right.
Another
Yeah.
game I missed out on. Um, right off the bat, I played for like an hour, maybe two, and I'm already cannot wait to fire it up here probably shortly or later on or whatever. Actually, it'll be later, yeah, 'cause I got some things going on. But um, right off the bat, that game is fantastic.
Hmm.
Um, plays so cool. It's a cyberpunk game. It kind of feels like what cyberpunk is going to be, um,
Hmm.
even with the depth and stuff. Um, but the only thing is to start the game, and this is where as far as I've gotten in years past, I've loaded it up just to see what it was, and I can't. I'm like, where the hell do I go? Oh, I'm dead. I was like, what the hell? And then you have to reload and start, or not reload, but start the whole story again. And then you're like, all right, I'm gonna go this way in town because it's like an open world, and it's like a isometric view, almost like Diablo or something,
Hmm.
in a city, and like there's NPCs walking by, and you can talk to everybody and like ask them questions, and then somebody might say something new, and it'll save that whatever word they said. It reminds me of Final Fantasy II on Nintendo or Famicom. Um, Whatever they say, there might be a word that you can save, and now you can ask the next person that word, and you'll start to accumulate different phrases and different rumors and things. So it's
Okay.
very detective. You basically the game starts. You're in a morgue. You wake up, scare the hell out of the doctors because you're like dead, um, and you got shot, I guess, and killed. Um, and anyways, you wake up, and now you can move a cursor, which is the thing that I read in reviews and discussions that it's the most annoying. But I thought it was great. Like I have no problem with it. Maybe because I've played so many Super Nintendo games, it's cool to see something very different.
Hmm.
So like you walk around like with the D-pad, you can press the B button and it brings up a little hand cursor, and it reminds me of like Maniac Mansion. If anybody's played that, or just
Yeah.
LucasArts games in general, where you're moving a cursor around, checking the environment, kind of pixel hunting, but it's not that bad. But you can see where a file cabinet is or a computer. But it's very RPG. You have hacking skills, or rather, computer skills like gun skills. You can level and you level up once you get your gun. And that's the part I'll just say this. When you start the game, it's incredibly difficult because you have no idea what you're doing, where you're going. They just kind of throw you out in the world. Um, and actually, the first NPC that talks to you says, you should find yourself a gun. And it's like, where the hell do I find a gun? And when you walk down the streets, it reminds me of on NES Roger Rabbit, where you run through the streets and suddenly you're getting sniped. If anybody ever seen that? But or even Ninja Turtles, I think, kind of had an overworld. Anyways, probably
Hmm.
talking about old games a lot. But anyways, so you're just getting killed all the time, and you have so much health, and you don't know what's going on, and then you have to start all over again. There's no save points until you get to the point I'm at now, which now the game's opened up and awesome.
Okay.
So you basically have to follow that NPC, which I didn't realize that I was supposed to follow him, into an alleyway. He gets killed by this orc. It reminds me of that movie Bright on Netflix with Will Smith. It's like
Okay. Yeah.
like modern technology that with orcs and elves and stuff and magic. So that's what this
Hmm.
is futuristic cyberpunk. 2050 it takes place. Corporations rule the world, and
Yeah.
like Blade Runner or whatever. Guns and computer hacking and stuff. But there's also magic spells you get, and there's orcs everywhere and things like that, trolls, whatever. Um, anyways, yeah, you find that gun in the alleyway, but you literally have to get hit because, and I've looked it up online, and this is just what you got to do. Um, that NPC that you're supposed to follow, he gets killed by like this orc gangster guy in the alleyway, and he drops his gun. So you have to run up while you're getting shot by that same orc that shot him, pick up the gun, equip it in your menu, then you press circle, and now you have a little aiming crosshair, and you can start tapping circle to shoot back at the
Hmm.
troll, and then you kill him. And then you can pick up his leather jacket and equip it, et cetera, et cetera. And then you have to find the key in a random apartment to find because you don't know who you are, you don't have memories, you're trying to discover that. You find a key that says like room 6 on it. It's like okay, So you find this other apartment building. I found room 6, went in, and it's my room. There's a pair of sunglasses. Now I have a bed where I can heal as much as I want. I can save. Then the game kind of starts. But to get to that point, it's like so convoluted. It's like frustrating. Um, it's just weird how they have you getting killed all the time. The fight shouldn't start until after you discover your room, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, now I'm right into it because now I'm like finding clues for different things. I'm talking to different NPCs. Found out I can hire people, but I have to make money. But you can also grind now because I can start shooting back at everybody and just go to my bed and keep healing and saving. And then I've been leveling up different things. And anyways, really cool game. Doesn't play like anything on Super Nintendo at all. I don't think. And I played
Mm-hmm.
all like pretty much all the Super Nintendo games, or vast majority, I think. Um, but it's cool playing games I never played before. But anyway, thanks to the SNES Classic I got, it's nice playing with a proper controller, and but still in it on an HD TV properly, and everything looks
Mm-hmm.
and sounds good. Um, yeah. So, anyways, that's what I've been
Cool.
playing. Yeah.
That
That's
sounds
pretty much
cool.
a couple other things like Dead Cells got an update last week or whatever, and I've been back playing that a bit. But I think that's about it. I re-downloaded Neo because now I'm thinking about playing it again, but I don't know. I'm in the mood.
Mm.
But anyways, we can move on to some actual story stuff. So we got a lot of interesting stuff. Well, a
Oh yeah,
few,
that's
but
right.
you know, um, we can quickly go over the free PS Plus games, which were just announced today. Uh,
Cool.
yeah, for June, so PlayStation Plus games are Borderlands Handsome Collection, which I'm all about. I don't own it yet, so I've been wanting to. And then the second one is Sonic Mania, which you have some experience with.
Yeah. Um, it's pretty exciting that Sonic Mania is gonna be there.
It's the good Sonic game, right?
Yeah, it's probably the best Sonic game.
Awesome,
Honestly, it's better than I think it's better than 3.
and certainly better than that Sonic Episode One on PS3 or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, and episode 2. There
Oh,
was
is
an
there an
episode
episode
2.
two? Okay.
Yeah, because you could play as Tails.
Oh boy,
Um,
awesome.
yeah, but yeah, it's definitely a great game.
It's a
I'm a
traditional
little,
Sonic. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm a little shocked that it's not
Ah,
that it's not the Sonic Mania Plus,
right. But can you buy that
but
separately? Because that would make sense.
yes,
So, but it's just an add-on,
it is an add-on.
so
Yeah,
that makes sense why it would be just Sonic Mania. Because like if I'm playing Sonic Mania and I'm even like, wow, this is awesome, and I don't know how much the plus is, but if it's like a $10 upgrade, then it makes me want to get it, right? So,
I believe it is a $10
so
upgrade.
there you go. So that makes sense why it's plus, in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
guess that's true.
Usually there has to be DLC in that, and then the Handsome Collection is obviously to help Borderlands 3. So
Yeah, what's the Handsome Collection come with? Is it 2 and
2 in pre-sequel and all the DLCs for both.
okay, and then
Um,
Tales from the Borderlands was a PlayStation Plus game a while
was
back.
it?
Pretty sure.
Probably. I don't have PlayStation Plus all the
I think
time,
it's
so
on mine.
yeah, makes sense.
I don't know, but
I
I mean
know that
that's
the Game of
interesting.
Thrones one was.
Oh yeah, that was when I didn't have Plus when Game of
Gotcha.
Thrones showed up.
Right. Yeah, the Game
But
of Thrones one was pretty good actually. I think I heard that it wasn't, but then I played through most of it. I didn't go through all of it, but I played through most of it. And I actually really enjoyed it.
hmm.
But I'm also not a Telltale guy, but I was a Game of
Oh, I
Thrones
guess I
guy.
do have it here.
Oh, okay,
Game of Thrones, yeah.
gotcha.
And then I already forget what we were talking about. Borderlands.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
I do want to mention because it's not on the notes. I saw today. There's rumors going around. There's Borderlands 2 DLC coming, and
okay.
it's going to be a connection to Borderlands 3. I'm like, do it. That nothing like that's been done before. DLC for a very old game to be ready for a new game.
Yeah,
Like that's weird. You know what I mean? Like it would be
that
like
is really
I'm
weird.
trying to think of an example, but like a GTA 5 thing coming out to get bad example, but to get people ready for GTA 6. That's a little different because GTA 5 is everywhere and huge. But
Hmm.
it's yeah, I think that'd be so cool to release stuff for old games that you know people can still access. Obviously, like if it's on modern consoles, then
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like more of a Nintendo vibe than anything.
true.
Just,
Yeah,
but
I never thought of
that's
that.
super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Anyways, so maybe that's a thing. So yeah, maybe there's
Yeah,
new DLC coming. Maybe this is part of it, right? Who knows?
yeah.
Because that rumor was around before PS Plus games dropped. I'm pretty sure. So
Huh.
that kind of just kind of goes into. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can bring up a screen here. There we go. Let me read this article actually. Um, the for the yeah catch up on Borderlands and Sonic in June's free PS Plus games. It's a Game Informer article from Blake Woog. I'll just read it here. It's only a couple paragraphs, so
Hmm.
As the weather gets better, we receive more We received more reasons to stay inside. That's a weird sentence, but okay. In preparation for Borderlands 3's release in September, PlayStation Plus members can catch up on the story of Pandora with Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. The Handsome Collection includes Borderlands 2, Borderlands pre-sequel, and all current DLC packs for both games. If looting and shooting isn't your speed, June's second free game is Sonic Mania. Sonic games have received mixed reviews over the past few years, so now is the perfect time to pick up the Sonic game that Game Informer editor Brian Shea called the best Sonic game in decades. So there you go. Also, Cheater said the same thing. While you wait for these games, you can over. It says you can still play Overcooked and What Remains of Edith Finch. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
Cool.
So I'm excited. You want to play some Borderlands? You ever played Borderlands?
Yeah. I had Borderlands 2 on
Like,
360.
right.
But the issue with it, I think I might have talked about it on the show at one point. The issue with it is that I bought it and then no one would play it.
Ah, well there you go.
So
But you don't have the Handsome Collection.
no, I don't have the Handsome
Perfect.
Collection.
That's cool because then you'll just get it. If you ever get time, then next month. I mean, I'll get some Plus at some point. I'm sure. I got to get
Hmm.
these two games. And I'll play Sonic Mania, and I'll get to talk about it on here. I guess what I think about it. I'm
Yeah.
not a Sonic fan, but I'm not the opposite at all. I grew up playing at friends' houses like Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3,
Yeah.
and the other ones before it, but mostly Sonic 3. I loved. That
Yeah,
soundtrack is fantastic.
you'll feel right at home if you like
Cool.
Sonic 3.
Yeah, and again, that was playing with friends back when and everything. So maybe I won't enjoy them solo so much now, but I
Mm.
definitely gonna fire it up. It's free, so
Yeah.
quote unquote free.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think this Sonic Mania has even more than the old games, right? Like it's got some modern sensibilities, I guess.
Yeah, there are new stages. There's also a bunch of remix stages from the previous games, from like all of the 2D previous games.
Well,
So like
okay.
even like CD and
Oh, that's another one I
3
played a lot of
Knuckles.
Sonic CD at another friend's house. I had a friend; she had a Sonic or a Sega CD. Played Sewer Shark and oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna go into a quick memory of Sewer Shark that just popped in my head. Um, so she had, I don't know if you know Sewer Shark. It was one of those um, FMV games, mostly video,
Okay.
a lot of bad acting and military stuff. And
Yeah.
you're in a sewer shooting
Like
little
like
monsters.
most Sonic CD thing. I mean most Sega
Psych.
CD
Yep,
things.
exactly. So I'll never forget this. It's wow, this is a very long time ago too, but obviously, mid '90s, I guess, or something, and if not earlier. Um, I remember playing Sewer Shark, and I guess we were playing in the living room. We always played in this rec room. We played like Golden. She had like Golden Axe and stuff too. But we played Sonic CD a lot, but and Eternal Champions, I think, but which is like a fighting game, trying to be Mortal Kombat.
Mm.
But anyways, I remember for some reason playing this in the living room, and her mom and dad were there, and her two sisters, and they were all standing around me or like sitting on the couch watching me play Sewer Shark because I was the only one good at it, is what I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember getting farther than they've ever seen before. It was like a movie, right? Because it's all
Yeah.
FMV and this was new at the time, so it was pretty amazing. And I just remember sitting there playing it, and I'll never forget getting to a point where they're like, "You getting a new ship and everything," and they're all like, "Oh my god, there's another ship!" And I'm like all excited. And he's like, "All right, you get these new weapons," and it shows like again, it's like an FMV, and you're just watching it. And he's like, "All right, give it a try." We're watching it, nothing's happening. And then they start yelling at me. The character in the game, whatever, is like, "Well, you don't want to be here, whatever. You're not firing your guns or whatever." And it got game over, and we had to start over again. I was supposed to
Oh
press
wow.
like the A button or something to like fire
Huh.
the gun and during the FMV, and it didn't prompt me on it or something. And I remember we
Huh.
were all just completely deflated that we finally got that far, and then just freaking tossed you to a game over screen.
That's awful.
Yeah. Cool game though, or at least at the time. I still remember it, like how crazy it
Yeah.
looked, flying through the sewers at high speed with trying to shoot these little aliens on the walls, and making turns at the right time and not smashing into walls, and it was pretty intense for the
Hmm.
time. I'm sure it doesn't hold up now at all, but but anyways, yeah, Sonic CD. I love Sonic CD. So if it's got graphics, like I think those graphics are really good too.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know what it's like on Sonic Mania if it tried to make it look old like the Genesis or what, but
It looks like the next step up. Like it
nice,
looks like nostalgia goggles. Like
cool. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's what I want.
I don't know, like what you think it looked
Yep,
like.
that's exactly what I'm talking about with the sewer shark thing. It's like I'd hate to look at it now and see how it doesn't hold up, but I remember it very like crazy flying through sewers and stuff. So I'm hoping,
Yeah.
yeah, Sonic Mania that. But anyways, all right. Anything else to say on PlayStation Plus stuff?
PlayStation Plus is still cool. I kind of wish we'd get more games, but
Yeah, we kind
still
of talked
cool.
about that in the pre-show kind of thing, but yeah, it's weird. They got rid of Vita games. I mean, that's not weird, but and PlayStation 3 games also not weird. But then there's still just 2 games a month on PlayStation 4. So
Yeah, but they're more higher budget type games, I
I
guess.
mean, this month, last month was just 2 indie games,
Yeah.
right? What Remains of Edith Finch and
Uh.
Overcooked. Yeah, I mean, Overcooked's kind of
Yeah.
big, but it's just the first one. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. That doesn't, whatever. Um, but yeah, Borderlands Handsome Collection's pretty big. Makes sense because Borderlands 3 and
Hmm.
Sonic Mania. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess because the movie, right? Yeah, yeah.
The movie
Um,
got delayed.
yeah, true. So this will tie us over, I guess. But
I guess.
anyways, we can move on to the next one here if you want. I was kind of doing them in order because that kind of makes sense because then we can finish with the whole Pokemon thing.
All right.
If you want to go to the next one,
Yeah.
and to me, it's a big one. Um, it's just because I'm nostalgic for everything. The Konami one, if you wanted to read that on
Sure.
Nintendo Life.
Yeah, Nintendo Life. Konami confirms full lineup of games included in the Contra Anniversary Collection. So
And
first of all,
yeah,
this Contra Anniversary Collection, like key art, like looks super super cool.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Um,
Like
like
I
look
don't
at
know.
that. Yeah, that I think that's
Uh,
Rage Wars, the Contra 3 Rage Wars
hmm.
art, I think. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, those games are so rad. But yeah, you can keep going.
yeah, it looks awesome. So now the
Mostly
other
just
two anniversary.
yeah. Go
What?
ahead,
What?
go ahead, go ahead. I was
Oh,
gonna say
go ahead.
mostly just a list of games and and when it comes out. But yeah,
Uh,
because the list of games is ridiculous, and that's why I'm bringing this up because this is an amazing collection, and I kind of want to give Konami a round of
All right.
applause because this is
So yeah,
crazy.
here's the full lineup of all the games that are gonna be here. Contra for the arcade, Contra for the NES, Contra for the Famicom, Super Contra Arcade, and Super C for NES. Um, did we get Super C on the NES Classic?
No, it's just Contra. I'm pretty positive it's just. I don't have an NES Classic, but I'm pretty sure it's just
Okay,
regular Contra.
okay. Contra 3, the Alien Wars for SNES. Uh, Super Probotector, Alien
What
Rebels.
that is, I'm pretty sure it's the European version of Contra 3, but they had to change the graphics and stuff because they didn't like people shooting each other.
Okay,
So
so
they
that's
changed them all to
really
robots.
interesting.
So yeah, because they all have
Huh.
differences. Because even I think the Famicom Contra even has some differences and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
this is so cool. Like this is, man, I want Square to do. Sorry to interrupt you, but I want Square to do this with like Final Fantasy. Just throw on
Yeah.
like the original versions, like Final Fantasy 4, which we never got a good version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but anyways,
Let's see. Contra Hardcore,
yeah, that's the
Sega
Sega. Yeah,
Genesis,
I always hear good
uh,
stuff about that one.
Probotector,
Same
uh,
idea, the European
yeah,
version. Yeah.
and Mega Drive. Yeah. And then Operation C, which I've never heard of for the
Yeah,
Game Boy.
it's awesome. The Angry Video Game Nerd, or maybe not as the video game nerd, but his channel, Cinemassacre, they played
Hmm.
through the game. I think
Okay.
maybe it was just Mike actually. It was, or no, I think it was the James and Mike thing.
Oh,
Anyways,
James and Mike Mondays.
maybe, but they, I could be. This was a couple years ago when I saw this, but they went through the Game Boy game. It is awesome. It's
Hmm.
literally just like a new Contra, like for NES. It plays the same. It looks actually really good. It looks pretty cool actually. So
Okay. It looks like they're also adding
yeah,
6 Japanese Contra games to the
yeah. As an
collection as
update,
a
I
free
guess.
update.
Yeah.
So Contra Arcade Japanese, Super Contra Alien no Gyakushu,
Yeah. Which
Gyakushu,
is Super Contra, but yeah, but I guess a different version.
Super Contra Super C, um, Contra Spirits,
Yeah. Okay.
which is Contra 3, I guess.
Yeah.
Contra, which is just Operation
I
C,
think that's
and
the Game
then
Boy one, but yeah,
yeah, and then Contra Hardcore, which
this
is
Sega.
Contra Hardcore.
Yeah. 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 That's cool. Like, why not? I don't know
Yeah.
why. Like, this is a huge. I think this is a bigger story than it probably looks like. I guess.
Hmm.
I want everybody to do this. Like, I don't know. Like, for instance, Nintendo just put out. Remember how big that? Maybe just us, but how that story was for the Excite Bike versus,
Yeah.
and that was like, oh my god, this is like there's no precedence for this. This is just like a new thing, to bring over a
Yeah.
Famicom game that never was released, and maybe this will start a trend. And then Sega's like, hold my beer. or not Sega, but Konami.
Yeah,
Like, like this is crazy.
I always like it when video game companies give you the option of either Japanese or English versions. Like for example, let's go again with Sonic CD. The Xbox Live Arcade / PSN version of that. You can switch between either the Japanese, which has a different soundtrack, versus the English,
That's
and
cool.
like I don't know, it makes the game feel way different. It's the same game, but I don't know, the atmosphere of the music is so different compared
Ah,
that yeah, I don't know,
interesting.
it feels so different. And then also like when they did Simpsons Arcade, like you could switch between the Japanese and English version of that, and that changed the difficulty.
That's cool.
So
Wow. Yeah. See, there's a lot of differences. There's a lot of reasons to bring up both versions. I would love Square to start doing that with some of their old games.
yeah.
There's probably things we don't even know about. Like what's like Final Fantasy Tactics, for instance. Of course, I've only played the. Well, I guess there's two versions. There's the um, War of the Lions PSP one or whatever, and I think that's on the mobile now.
Hmm.
But like, what's the Japanese version of that game look like?
Oh yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I don't know if it's any different, but I mean, you'd assume there's some references or some things taken out
It's probably cooler.
or difficulty. Yeah, right. Because that with older games like that, I mean, it's not super old, but it's PS1 or whatever. It's still pretty old. Um, we don't hear about what the differences are. I don't think. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a sequel that literally we just found out what a year ago, 2 years ago, was in the works, and there's some screenshots
Hmm.
that came up, and then they canceled it. But anyways, we still got some other things to cover, so we can move on. But I thought that was a cool story. Like I totally. I'll just say right off the bat though, Contra is not one of the games that I like. It's not one of the things I have nostalgia for. I did play
Hmm.
Contra and Super C on NES with a friend. I have memories of that when I was really little. I think we might have beat them, but we probably used Game Genie or something, or the Konami code or whatever. Um,
Hmm.
like Contra 3 on Super Nintendo is cool looking. The music's good in that, but it's not my kind of thing. Um, but this makes me want to buy it. I mean, it might be expensive. It might be like a $40 thing because of all these games, but it makes me want to buy it just to support it. And there's so much content. Like
Yeah.
it'll be a while before I'm bored with all this stuff. So
Yeah.
um,
Definitely.
mostly just to learn more about all these games. Oh, and it also comes with an ebook as a comprehensive look at the history of the original series. It comes with an
Oh,
ebook.
nice.
Yeah, the last line on the article there.
Hmm.
But anyways, let's move on to a really cool story.
Well, actually,
Hmm.
not breaking news, but
Okay.
something that we kind of, I'm shocked you didn't put in here, um, because it's just kind of a teaser. Um, it was the Avengers
Oh, I did see
Twitter.
see that, but
Y-
I didn't think it was a shock. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm just shocked that they're finally like addressing it. I was shocked that they're just gonna. I don't know. I thought they were just going to kind of just be like, surprise, here it is.
Right, right.
But yeah, they're just like, hey, you should tune into the Square Enix live E3 2019 presentation because they're going to show the worldwide reveal of Marvel's Avengers.
Yes,
So the Crystal
which
Dynamics and Eidos Montreal Square Enix
that we
baby.
know nothing about. We saw a
Yeah,
brief teaser trailer, what, 2 years ago? Maybe it was a year, but I think it was two.
I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So like that's cool that we're actually going to see that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I kind of forgot about it, but then I did think last night that I was like, well, it's not news, like as far as like it's a quick thing, and it's like next week we'll probably have more, maybe, or whenever the E3 thing is. Um,
Oh yeah, E3 soon.
yeah, it's like a week or two away, so it's
Yeah,
kind
like
of
two
already
weeks
starting
away.
because look with the Pokemon stuff and that, it's kind of already we're getting into the news and stuff. So,
Yeah, and then yeah, there's
mhm,
tons of stuff.
yeah. All right. Oh, speaking of, the next story is pretty cool. And I kind of figured Sony would have stuff around E3, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start this
All right.
trailer up. Let's just play this whole trailer.
Which trailer? Oh.
That would be the Death Stranding
Oh
trailer.
right.
I'll turn it down.
Will it let us?
Why not? I've seen other reaction videos and stuff. I'm sure it's fine. I don't know if the audio is coming through. But
I don't know. It's muted for me, so I don't hear me.
you're you're muted.
I muted
Oh, gotcha.
your stream because otherwise I'll hear me twice.
Gotcha.
See the sunset, the day is ending.
But we can kind of talk over it, I guess. You've kind of seen it anyway, right? I'm
Uh,
assuming. most people
I
have
saw
seen it.
I saw it without sound, but like I
Gotcha.
kind of just like looked around it.
I'll keep it low, and then I'll mute it, and then we can talk real
But
quick.
yeah,
Food
it
for sleep.
definitely
Food, yeah.
looks interesting. Actual gameplay,
Yep.
story stuff happening.
Yeah. Is that and they talk about America and stuff, so because I wasn't even sure if it took place, and I haven't. Maybe everybody knew that already, but I haven't been keeping up with it very much. Just
Mhm.
I don't want to get hyped up for it. I don't even know if it was for me. But obviously now we do a show, so I was like, all right, I should watch this today.
Yeah.
But also, I knew the release date was in here, and let's just get that out of the way for anybody watching. November 8th of this year is the release date, which I think shocked everybody.
Well, it leaked yesterday, didn't it?
I think, yeah. Some people, so obviously some people saw the trailer early somehow, and then kind of leaked out the release date.
I think it was some Russian thing. I forget.
Hmm.
I think it's like some Russian journalist.
Gotcha.
I think
Well,
that's
I'm
what I
glad it
saw.
wasn't leaked for like a week or nothing. It's just the day before. Oh, look at this gameplay. I love seeing actual gameplay
Yeah.
with him, the ladder, the massive ladder.
Yeah, it's super cool.
The graphics look awesome. I love the environments. There's a lot more gameplay in this, which is what I've been waiting for because the story hasn't grabbed me or anything because I don't know what's going on. Like from the old trailers, I was just like, all right, a bunch of crazy sci-fi stuff. That's cool. I'll wait till I play it so I can see it in order and not be spoiled on stuff. I have a problem,
Mhm.
not a problem, but like I have a tendency to remember things from trailers. So like while I'm watching a movie, for instance, I'll be like waiting for that scene to come up and I just can't get it out of my head. So I hate watching trailers, or at least really watching trailers over and over so I remember it all.
Mhm.
Um, but which will probably happen with this trailer, but I do want to show it. So, but yeah, it all looks cool. I kind of got a good idea now, I think, of what's happening. So,
Yeah.
and for better or worse, depending on your views on it, this totally reminds me of Final Fantasy Spirits Within. A lot of it. If you
Huh.
remember, if anybody remembers that movie.
I do remember that movie. I didn't think it was necessarily a bad movie.
Yeah, me
It was
neither.
just horrible that it's the Final Fantasy 13 debacle where it's labeled Final Fantasy.
Yeah, yeah. It did need more Final Fantasy in there. It had some themes, It obviously didn't feel like crazy un-Final Fantasy, with the big cannon in the space and all that stuff. It had all the Final Fantasy tropes kind of going on.
Yeah.
But it didn't have. It almost felt like it was afraid to be Final Fantasy. No
Mhm.
chocobos, no monsters, no nothing Final Fantasy. Magic and all the things that are Final Fantasy. They didn't have any of that, so it was just kind of like. But I guess I don't know. But I forget how we got on Final. Oh yeah, the Phantoms thing though, like, and the way they're avoiding them and stuff. And there's rules with sci-fi and all that. It feels totally like Spirits Within.
Mhm.
Totally, like I get complete vibes of that stuff. Where it was Earth and an event happened. Which I gotta read this. You're gonna like this. Since you just watched this trailer minutes ago.
Mhm.
Hold on, I think I have it up on my tablet here. There's an official description on the PlayStation Store because you can pre-order it now, I believe.
Oh, really?
And the description's amazing. So check this out. All right. Oh, this is on the official website. All right. Explains the game more clearly. This got me really excited. Um, I'm reading this on a Reddit comment. So obviously take it with a grain of salt, but I assume it's correct. It's got like 400 upvotes and whatever. Um, okay, so here's what it says on the site. It says, "What is Death Stranding?" From legendary game creator Hideo Kojima, Metal Gear Solid, comes an all-new genre-defying open-world action adventure for PS4, starring Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, Lee Sedol, and Lindsay Wagner. In the near future, mysterious explosions have rocked the globe, setting off a series of supernatural events known as the Death Stranding. With otherworldly creatures plaguing the landscape and mass extinction imminent, it's up to Sam Porter Bridges, I think that's his full name, to travel across the ravaged wasteland and save humanity from impending annihilation. Then it says, face unique challenges. Arm yourself and take aim at a variety of objectives in your mission to reunite a broken nation, while balancing under the weight of your cargo as you travel. Protect your supplies from wild bandits, and stay safe from the terrifying beached things, that's like in quotes, whatever, or
Mhm.
face failing those who depend on you. There's a couple more things here. Death is not the end. There is no traditional game over state in Death Stranding. Lose your life during combat, and you'll find yourself in an upside-down realm. Search for a way back to the living. Choose your combat methods carefully, as killing your foe is almost never the solution, and every death carries a consequence. And then
Huh.
there's a thing here with online. Assist other players. Help other travelers without ever crossing paths via asynchronous online gameplay. Send supplies, share safe houses, whatever that means, and walk in the footsteps of fellow couriers to reunite civilization. So all of that sounds awesome.
Huh.
Some finally some actual gameplay and information. But yeah, all of that sounds super rad to me.
Yeah,
That's the
it
stuff
does.
I care
Well,
about. So yeah.
the trailer, the trailer before this,
Mhm.
because like I said earlier, I watched them. It they briefly talked about, like, one of the characters said to Norman Reedus, like, how um you they basically address that even if he dies, he doesn't die. Like, you'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like,
It's
it's
gameplay.
actually, yeah, like, it's actually a part of the game.
Yep.
That's super cool that there's a canonical reason of
And I
how you
hate
can come
getting game
back.
over, so I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually why, for the most part, I don't find Souls games that too. I don't find them as difficult or frustrating, mainly because
Mm-hmm.
you don't actually get game over, kicked out, and lose progress. Um, it gives you another chance, kind of, or obviously like Pokemon or Earthbound or certain games where it doesn't just, I don't want to say lazily, because obviously Final Fantasy's done it forever, but or RPGs in general, but they don't just toss you to a title screen
Yeah.
to reload your file and to go through all that. It's continuous progress. I hope games just keep doing that. I love that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, so now I'm kind of excited for this, and it's weird because the whole world's been excited for Death Stranding, but I've kind of just been kind of uneasy, and I'm like, what kind of game is it? There's been no gameplay and just kind of convoluted story stuff. I'm all for sci-fi, for sure, and the graphics looked amazing. I loved all the actors they got in there, and the story stuff I've seen seemed cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, what's the gameplay? And now they're showing some shooting mechanics, obviously lots of stealth, which I'm all for, but stealth in like big environments with people searching and like vehicles and stuff, and yeah, all of that looks super cool. So. Um,
Yeah, like, I'll definitely look into it, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna be a early adopter for it, but,
it's still
like,
too early for me too. I don't like. I want to know like I got to read some reviews, or at least I don't know if I'm gonna read reviews, but see some impressions by some of the people that I follow that are probably gonna play it early. See what they think. How long the game is? How deep is it? Is it something that I'm gonna play over a week and then be done with it forever, or is it something I
mm-hmm.
can play for a while? Sounds like it with the online stuff, the safe houses and like sending supplies, and but maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we'll see. I'm all for new stuff, like new types of games. Like I mentioned earlier with the Borderlands, the potential Borderlands 2 DLC coming. Um, and obviously Konami with the thing they're doing with the Contra games. And I love just new things happening. So if this
Yeah.
changes a ton of gameplay, and like when Demon Souls came out, I was right on that train, and it was doing so many new things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was all for that. So anyways, we'll see what happens. But you're excited, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the fact that we finally more or less know what this is.
Yeah.
And I'm more anxious than anything just to see what happens.
Yeah, but same here. That's how I've been. Now I'm a little less weary because I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Got some shooting mechanics. It's, you're not just.
Yeah.
It's not just all cutscenes and you're just walking to cutscene. I mean, I didn't expect it
Mm-hmm.
was exactly that, but who knows with Hideo Kojima, right? So,
Yeah.
um, he's completely unleashed now. So, um, to do whatever he wants. So, man, I can't wait. And this is just how my brain goes, but I can't wait to see in 10 years. Do we have a couple more sequels? And this is like a huge Sony franchise. That's awesome to me.
It could be.
I hope. I hope it is. It seems like they have so much to explore with this world. I
Yeah.
doubt everything's going to be resolved by the end. Like we're going to understand every little bit of what's happening. Um, there's going to be more that they can do. Like the first
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear. I'm hoping this is just the first Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Um, but we're a decade or 2 decades later. We're still getting. I mean, Metal Gear's done now for the most part, but we got several games, and spin-offs. And anyways, we'll see. Um, that's the thing with Metal Gear. I think they've all been good, generally speaking. So I hope this is the same with this.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's that. So November 8th is the release date. That's I don't think that's crazy to me. Like people were like on other podcasts and websites It's just like Last of Us, which I didn't put that in the thing too, but I can mention something about Last of Us. Um, Death Stranding, everybody always said that it's like probably gonna be a PS5 game. Now, obviously, it's gonna be backwards compatible or whatever, but they were like, it's probably gonna be pushed to PS5. It's nowhere close to being done. I heard that forever, like all this year, especially, that it's not
Mhm.
even remotely close. And then all of a sudden, here you go, November 8th. But I don't. It's been years they've been making it. We don't know. I didn't know how big this game was, or if it was going to be a giant open world, or whatever. I don't know how long it would take to make, so I didn't think it was going to take several more years.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me, but it's a pleasant, not pleasant surprise, but it's cool that it's like, whoa, it is coming out imminently. So, well, hopefully,
Yeah. I'm hoping then if this is coming out then in November, Last of Us 2 is next year then, because like that's too much for me.
yeah, that was the rumor. That's the thing I was going to mention. I didn't put it in the notes, but there was Last of Us 2 news a bunch today about it was rumors, but again, it was reported everywhere and it seemed pretty proper. But I guess Last of Us was supposed to come out this year as well, at the end of the year, but internally it was delayed to 2020, beginning of 2020.
Mm.
So that was what I saw everywhere today. So
It's probably because of this.
yeah, that's what it was right after this
Yeah.
news. They were like internally they delayed it to 2020 to separate it. So
Good.
so yeah, we'll see. All right, we can move on to the main big topic that I want to kind of have fun with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, the link I have up is an older one, but it'll work because we know what all happened. So I'll read this quick. This is from before the direct last night, so just want to state that first. So I'm just going to read this. It's a Game Informer article from Brian Shea. So again, this is from a few days ago. Pokemon announces press conference this week. Sword and Shield direct next week. Now, obviously, we got the press conference last night for I guess it was like a business conference or something. But man,
Yeah.
oh, and I forgot to get that intro music, but whatever.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
I know I was gonna start the
You should-
podcast with it.
I know you should have introduced me and then the music played.
Dude,
The
let's just scrap the whole thing. Can we just do it all over again?
dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so I'll read a little bit of this. Again, this is from a couple days ago, but with E3 on the horizon, the rush is on to get the spotlight before the noise of the show commences. For Pokemon, that comes in two forms over the next 2 weeks: a press conference and a Pokemon Direct presentation. So I'll skip this press conference part, but there was a press conference last night. But what they said, it was branded as some exciting news to share. It was live streamed on Twitch, and they said, or Nintendo said, in quotes, it's expected to cover a number of topics of interest to Pokemon fans. But then this is the news we'll talk about after. But also on one topic of interest, it won't cover is Switch titles. It kind of did actually, but anyways. But Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's because those games, Sword and Shield, will receive their own Pokemon Direct presentation next week. So that's June 5th at 9 a.m. Eastern or 6 a.m. Pacific. Fans can expect around 15 minutes worth of new information surrounding the highly anticipated Pokemon Sword and Shield. This will be the first major info dump since they were revealed earlier in the year when they showed off the starters and all that stuff. But yeah, let's talk about the actual press conference that happened last night.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, that happened. What did you watch? How did you watch it? Did you watch it live?
Yeah, I watched it live on Twitch.
Okay, I watched the Kind of Funny reaction, which is gold, by the way.
I watched the beginning of the Kind of Funny reaction because it wasn't popping up on Twitch immediately.
Oh, okay. I watched
like
it
on
YouTube.
the app.
Yeah.
And then I switched over because once they started to have video, then I was like, oh, it's starting. Because it was weird. The press conference, like their Twitch channel wasn't up early for
Oh, okay.
for like streaming soon type thing, which was really annoying for me who was using on my PS4.
Gotcha.
So I couldn't just like sit there and wait. I had to like keep checking.
Huh.
Because it came on like right at like 9.
Oh. Weird.
Yeah, so I watched that for a bit. Or I watched Kind of Funny for a tiny bit until it started, switched over to the actual presentation. And then once that finished, then I switched back to Kind of Funny.
Gotcha. So you saw most of the Kind of Funny stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. because it was funny. That got me laughing so bad. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, like I don't understand, or I guess I do understand. This was a
It was hard to watch.
business meeting.
Yes, that's the thing I
Um,
keep telling myself is like, wait, take it back a step. It was like an investors thing. It was like, here's where we're gonna make our big money. So it's like, okay, that's so it felt kind of skeevy. It felt kind of weird. A lot
but
of the
like the
stuff.
real big money was the Godzilla.
Right. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
That
And
that
then
Toho guy who was just like, "Hey, I'm here.
but
I
Godzilla
might."
looks great.
Well, not only that, he was just like, "Hey, I might be on the board. The official
Yeah.
decision hasn't been made yet." Now he's not going to because he just talked about Godzilla.
I guess. Yeah. That made it better though. Like I like the candid stuff because usually with Japanese it's very formal, very kind of as a I don't say I'm a Canadian, so as a whatever North American, whatever you want to call me.
Mhm.
Most people would say as an American, but uh, it's so cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Usually when it's super serious, but it's about Pokemon or about whatever. Um,
Mhm.
which I know that's them, that's the way they do things. But so I really enjoyed the. It felt. I actually had a thought of, are they doing this on purpose because they know it's an American audience and all that? With the Godzilla thing, and then the second guy kind of making fun of him for it. I really
Mhm.
enjoyed that. I was like, okay, it's nice to see them smiling and kind of having a little fun, not
Yeah.
sticking to their papers or whatever. So that I enjoyed that. I didn't mind that. That didn't wasn't cringeworthy. It was funny. Him coming up talking about the promotion and all this stuff. I thought that was kind of funny. So I was like, all right, it started weird with the obviously the three languages, but thankfully that kind of took a back seat. Um,
Yeah. Well, I'm also curious though. The guy, who was he? The one for like the Chinese company.
right
Was
from
he speak?
Niantic.
No, it wasn't
Oh,
Niantic.
okay. Oh,
It
the
was
English
whatever.
guy.
No,
Okay.
like the China. No, but I mean like
Hmm.
the actual guy who was there on stage and he was talking about China, about like
Oh,
how the
right.
Pokemon Quest or whatever is coming
They're
to
trying to
China.
expand to China and all that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like, and then there was a new person who was translating.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Was
because
that
it's a different
because?
language. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah,
assuming.
yeah. Good
Was
call.
he speaking Chinese then?
Must have been. I didn't catch that, but yeah, that makes perfect sense. It was with
Yeah,
the
because
woman, right?
because
Yeah.
a woman was
Mm-hmm.
translating.
Because
But
it was a different language.
yeah, because that's what I was assuming. But you can't really hear because she's speaking over him.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Let's go over. I put them in order of coolness.
Hmm.
I think. Um, with whatever Pokemon Masters was, that actually looked like a game. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that actually looked kind of cool. I'll say right off the bat, it's pretty much all phone stuff. So, and I have no interest in any of that, personally.
Yeah, but
Um,
this looks like a really
yeah,
fun real
it
game
looked
for
like an
them.
RPG. Had turn-based
Yeah.
battles, and like there was the animated stuff looked like almost like the animated show. Like it looked really good.
Yeah, and they're using like the models from Let's Go, it seemed,
Oh, okay,
for
that makes sense.
for like Brock and Misty.
Right. Yeah, they looked
But
awesome. Like I thought, I was surprised. I was like, oh, this looks cool, and that kind of came later in the show, I think,
mhm.
after some of the goofy stuff. But we're gonna go in order of
But like
some cool things.
even
But
people like Cynthia showed up and
oh yeah,
like
yeah, I don't know that one,
Blue.
but she looked cool.
Yeah, like there's just a lot of different cool trainers because they're just like, hey, we have a lot of cool trainers. Let's make a game based around them, and
Yeah,
maybe this will be a waifu husbando game
right. True.
because maybe we got
And
Brock.
trainers are if it's all the trainers, which it sounds like it, that means it'll have Erica, and that's all I care about. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Um, I'm old, so she's my favorite way back
Mm,
when. First gen, right?
yeah.
Okay, wasn't sure if that was the silver stuff, but yeah, old ones anyway. Um, so yeah, so whatever that game is, maybe it'll be cool. It didn't. Did it scream free to play to you? I didn't notice. Did it
Um.
have free to play tropes? Because it might be a paid thing. Because you'd think they'd want to differentiate some of their
No, it
properties.
seems free to play to me.
Yeah, that's okay. Wasn't
It
quite
seems like
sure with the cutscenes and
it
stuff, but I'm not caught up on the whole free to
it
play
seems
stuff.
like a
But
gotcha thing,
okay,
like a
yep,
like a gotcha game.
yep,
So.
loot boxes now, right? Or like buying stuff like that. Is that what a gotcha thing
Um.
is basically? You,
Yeah, it's essentially loot boxes, but like they provide you with enough to where you don't really have to do that, and you get a bunch of free stuff anyway.
okay,
I don't know, like gotcha games are, if you want to spend money and you want to support the game, you can pay things to to maybe get better things, but otherwise the game is full enough without paying.
That Gems of War game that I'm playing every day on Switch must be a gacha game too. Then I've never. It doesn't have any free to play stuff that I like. I've mentioned this on the show before, but like I would have paid $10 plus for that game, as
Mhm.
is. But the microtransactions come in the chests keys that you can buy, and then you get random cards and consumables and stuff, or not consumables, but like crafting whatever things.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing that's a gacha thing, but
Yeah.
so maybe it's that. You're right, but and then this was probably the coolest thing as far as for regular gamers, not necessarily casual mobile people, whatever group they fall into, but is the Detective Pikachu, an actual sequel being made for Switch.
Yeah, which is really interesting. I don't know if they'll actually try because the first game
Hmm.
didn't really get good reviews. Like
Oh, really?
it was definitely a cool thing in concept. It
Wow,
was
and they made a
very
movie off of it.
yeah,
Crazy.
it was definitely cool in concept because it was a talking Pikachu and it's supposed to be a detective game.
Yeah.
But like from all that I've seen, it's very handholdy where it's like, oh, there is a piece of paper on the ground, can't pick that up yet,
Oh. Hmm.
and then you have to go talk to someone, and they're like, oh, I looking for this piece of paper. Then you can go back and go pick up that piece of
Did
paper.
it feel like a
Like
small game, like not a lot of work went into it?
yeah, I mean
Okay.
it's creatures developed it. It
Okay.
wasn't like Game Freak or anything.
Right. And I think they said even the sequel is made by them too.
Hmm.
So I guess we'll see with that then. That's a little disappointing, but because I honestly didn't know anything about the original. I assumed it was wildly beloved, and that's why they made a movie off of it. Um, but I guess not.
No,
Okay, cool.
people just like a talking Pikachu.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm cool with it. Um,
Mhm.
talking Pikachu, awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed to be. They also seem to be kind of salty about the ending for Detective Pikachu because
Yeah, I
they're like,
saw that.
if you want to see a different ending,
Yeah, it said it's not necessarily gonna carry over or something like that. It's a sequel, but it sounded yeah, they said something about that, right?
well, because like the first game never fully ended,
Yeah.
like it kind of ended on a cliffhanger. So whereas the movie like actually
Oh,
ended.
right. That's the comparison they made. Is it's not gonna
Yeah,
go in the direction of the movie. That's right.
yeah.
That's what it
Hmm.
was. Yep. Forgot about that. I'm
So
glad you brought
I
that
don't
up.
know. Just it was just kind of like funny how like I don't know they
Yeah.
were upset by the movie's decision of what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Which is weird considering how successful the movie's been. So, but whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they've two movie mentions: the Godzilla and the Detective Pikachu. All right.
Oh, well, three movie mentions because they also mentioned the Mewtwo Strikes Back
Oh yeah, yeah.
again.
That looks kind of cool. That's a remake of the original, right?
Yeah,
Pokemon
it's like all in
2000 or whatever.
like CG.
Yeah, or not Pokemon 2000. Pokemon the first movie or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, which I rented for my PS2 way back when,
Ooh.
like on DVD. Yeah. Um, since I'm sure that was lots of kids, or I don't know. I guess I wasn't a kid at the time, probably 20 or something. I don't even know. It was a lot of people's first DVD player. So went to the corner
Yeah.
store and rented. Actually, I think I rented. This is funny. You're gonna get a kick out of this. Okay, so I rented the first two movies I rented were the Pokemon first movie and
Hmm.
Coyote Ugly. That's awesome. And because you rented you were able to take out like two at a time for $5 or something. And then the second one
Hmm.
was Jurassic Park 3 and Unbreakable. So
Mm.
yeah. Anyways, Coyote Ugly and Pokemon the first movie. That's funny. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is also cool too, but I mean we'll talk about it. But Pokemon Home. Did you see that Pokemon Home stuff?
Yes, I did.
Where it's
It's
yeah, it's like a
they
network to
didn't
trade.
really. Yeah, they didn't really talk much about it. It was just like a weird PlayStation Home esque type thing.
Yeah.
It
No.
seems like it's
Yeah.
just a hub where your Pokemon hang out and where you can hang out with your Pokemon.
Yeah. It basically showed, and the way they just described it is it's like the 3DS Pokemon Bank, but for
Hmm.
modern for Switch and mobile. Where you that's how you trade from all the way back to GBA they showed, and you can
Yeah.
trade through all of those. So the thing for me, and I'm sure I'm way out of the loop. Again, I try not to get too hyped up on stuff, so I didn't know if Pokemon Sword and Shield would have 900 Pokemon all 3D modeled and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
That sounds crazy to me. So,
it has to.
but this kind of made me think like, oh, maybe that's happening. I assumed it'd be like 300 Pokemon, 100 new ones, and 200 of the old ones or whatever,
I
and
mean, it's always
maybe add
been
more
like
later.
that.
Okay.
It's always been like that on the 3DS games too. Like every new
Wow.
game,
Yeah.
like
See, I
can't
don't.
has everything.
Okay. So that excites me and worries me. Worries me that they're not going to have enough time to add actual content to the new Pokemon game because they're worried because they got to
I
fill 900 freaking creatures. But
well, I don't think they the models are already made. I
they,
don't think they're going. I
they
don't think they're going to change anything to the models. The models that they use
just high
for
res
like
and stuff, I guess.
yeah, like well, I mean that's what they did.
Oh, okay.
The models I think have pretty much been the same since X and Y.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay. I
but
assume they were all
like
new because Switch, right? It'd be way better as far as
you would
graphics and
think,
stuff. Yeah.
but I know that the models for X and Y and like all that, like the 3DS games, are the same as the ones in Pokemon Go. It's just the only difference is that Pokemon Go they're higher res because the models aren't compressed.
Oh, okay.
So I would just assume that they would use the same models.
They could always touch them up or new engines and stuff too, and add some
Yeah,
stuff. That's cool.
because I think
That's
Let's Go
exciting.
uses the same
Wow.
models too.
That's exciting. So I guess the first thing I think about then is so the last Pokemon game I played to death was Pokemon Black 2 on DS,
Mm,
and then I played Black as well. So that was pretty much the only. Oh no, I guess I owned a couple more. I owned Chrono Trigger on DS and Picross. Those are like all the games
mm.
I owned. But I mostly just got to play Pokemon. But the DS Pokemon were still 2D sprites, right? Yeah. So that must have been a
Yes.
huge leap to go from X to X and Y.
Yep.
And so was that game not received very well? I'm just curious. Like, was
X
there
and
not that
Y
many
was
Pokemon? Was it, you know?
X and Y is one of the best received Pokemon
Wow.
games.
Okay, cool. So that gives me a lot of hope then that going to yet again another new console jump. If they're gonna keep the Pokemon, just add more and whatever. Maybe it's gonna be packed with content. We'll see. We'll get to some. I want to do some pretty fun predictions and stuff after. But
Mm.
so Pokemon Home, yeah, basically looked like a bank. It said
Yep.
it trades through all of them all the way back to GBA and it connects to everything. And I'm like, sweet. That tells me that there's gonna be no limits to what Pokemon you're gonna have. So
Yeah. The only issue is like your Pokemon Bank stuff can transfer to Pokemon Home, but they can't transfer back.
I did see something about that. I don't know if I understood it though, but
The
yeah.
the only thing that can transfer back and forth is Sword and Shield. So like they can
What does that mean
grab
though?
all the
For like,
so basically all the Pokemon from like your GBA through like 3DS,
mhm.
they're on those games. If you put them in the bank, and then if you transfer them over to Pokemon Home, they're not on your game anymore. They're only in Pokemon Home.
But then you can take them and put them into your Sword and Shield.
Correct.
So what's wrong with that? Like, isn't that what people want anyway?
I don't know. I feel like people still play competitively with the other games, so I
Oh,
don't know.
gotcha. So this just won't
Or
affect me. Okay, but it'll affect a lot of
yeah,
people. Okay.
yeah.
Now
So
I had
I
to wrap
don't
my
know how
brain around
people
it.
would
Like,
think about
don't
that.
people want Sword and Shield like to have all the old Pokemon and like and
Yeah,
just play the new one? But yeah, I totally get you. There's gonna be
I
people.
just
Yeah,
don't know how many people are afraid of letting go.
I totally get you. Just let go. Just let it happen. Just get
Yeah.
Sword and Shield. And that's the thing. I guess if Sword and Shield are like devoid of content and not great, whatever.
Hmm.
God, whatever. Um, God
We'll see you
forbid.
next week.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and or even when it comes out. But yeah, next week too. I guess never thought of that. But they're just yeah, true. Maybe they're gonna make some serious changes. I don't know. Anyways, but if they're not great, then maybe people obviously are gonna be hesitant about moving their things over.
Hmm.
Um, wow, the way you said it though, it doesn't seem like there's any precedents for um, them not being great.
Yeah.
A new game on the console. So anyway, so Pokemon Home, that sounds cool. Um, I'm all for that. So that was probably the coolest thing for me personally to see at that conference. That made me more excited for Sword and Shield. I was like, oh, geez, you can
Hmm.
move all your old stuff over. Like, and oh wait, that's the thing. It doesn't come out till 2020, sometime in 2020.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
I mean,
That's
Pokemon
important.
Bank didn't come out until like what the next year
Mm.
because like Pokemon always comes out in November.
Okay.
And then I don't think it came out until like February of the
Okay.
next year.
So everybody on the planet is gonna be stuck, quote unquote, stuck with just what's in Sword and Shield
Yeah,
for a
for
long
a
time.
while. I
Gotcha.
mean, granted though, Sword and Shield, like even in the trailer, like it has a lot of old Pokemon in there
Sure,
too.
sure.
We don't know how much is actually there.
But if the world is just what they've shown and kind of small, then it's got to be pretty limited. Like I don't know how
Yeah,
they've changed since the DS games, but it's not like in a pile of grass you're gonna find 20 different kinds of Pokemon. It's usually a few or
yeah, it's
five
only
maybe, but
like
yeah,
5 max.
yeah. But I'm hoping there's another region or something. I know that's probably ambitious or not or two out there, but I mean, they did that with Silver, but I don't know if they've done it since. But just give me an old region or something.
Yeah, no, they haven't done that since Silver
Or even
and
if it's not
Gold.
an old region, just a new special end game kind of. I hate saying end game with Pokemon, but like an end, beat the game, whatever. Now there's this new Safari Zone, or here's this new thing with 100 new or old Pokemon,
I
or
guess that's
something.
true. Fire Red and Leaf Green did that on a Game Boy Advance, where
Oh
you
yeah,
would get the Sevi Islands. So there's like 7 different islands.
there you go.
After you beat that, it was yeah, end game
That's
content
awesome.
where Pokemon from other games would start to pop
That's what
up.
I'm talking about. Yes, I want that. What you just said, give me that.
So
And that'll
yeah,
definitely tie me over.
yeah, it was
Um,
pretty good content.
cool.
So
I'm more excited now. I'm always going into games like talking about Death Stranding earlier, and
mhm.
even Neo 2 and stuff. Going into games, not I guess apprehensively, but just is it going to be amazing? Is it going to be worth my money? So Pokemon, I'm kind of out of the loop a little bit, and I don't want to get too hyped up for it.
Are you gonna
Um,
get at launch?
yeah, right now for sure. But if
Okay.
reviews and people come out and it's like it's really bad, which there's no reason why it would be. I'm just
Mhm.
saying that's the only case scenario where I'm like maybe I'll wait because I can buy. There's so many games coming out at the end of the year, and they're ninety
Yeah.
dollars here in Canada, so with tax and everything.
Oh,
Um,
speaking of
mhm.
Canada, I guess. That voucher thing. Do you guys get that?
What voucher thing?
So they
Oh,
announced that during the Mario Bros.
two
Direct,
games
or
for you save $20 or whatever.
yeah,
I honestly don't know. I haven't seen it anywhere, but I'm also not looking. So,
I would I would look into that because who knows, you might be able to get around
oh,
some
like
pricing
uh, um,
for things that you absolutely know that
that's a
you're
lot of
gonna
money
want.
still, though. I think it's still $120 or something like that. Or wait,
Um,
that's American, so it'll be even more Canadian.
no, for American it was 100 for 2
Oh,
games,
okay,
so
so it's
you'd
probably
save 20
120
bucks.
here there or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so much money. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Because it's just Dragon Quest 11, which comes out before Pokemon. Although I don't think we have a release date yet for
Mhm.
Pokemon. We will next week probably, but
Yeah.
or I'll say for sure. Um, but yeah, Dragon Quest 11 I think comes out September or something like that.
Hmm.
It's probably a month or two before Pokemon, so I'll be buying that right away.
Yeah.
Um, again, unless it runs terribly or something horrible happens, and I'll just wait. But
Yeah, because I remember that was the
yeah.
big thing with the voucher thing. When they were showing up the Mario Maker, they said you can buy the voucher thing and you can use the second game voucher on something that comes out later. You don't have to use it
Oh, good
immediately.
call, good call. All right, then I will look into that. I forgot about that. And that's not digital only, right?
I believe it is digital
It's
only.
okay. It's just on the eShop. Then I'm gonna need a memory card
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be buying full price games soon. I've only got Smash, so as far as
Mm.
full games. Um, but anyways, all right. All right. Let's get into some of these um fun announcements. Um, they announced Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
it is.
I have a funny story. So when the conference was going on again, I didn't watch it live. I didn't know when it started. Now I just keep an eye on Twitter, and then I was like, oh, I see it's trending, so it must be starting. I'll just see what people are talking about.
Mm.
And I don't generally, I said this before, but don't like watching things live because I find them
Hmm.
sometimes cringeworthy, or there's issues with streaming or whatever. It's like I can just find out so much faster just in a list of here's all the announcements, here's all the trailers. But I'll watch
Hmm.
reaction videos later in case I don't want to miss nothing, right? Um, so I saw it was trending, so I clicked the hashtag or whatever for to see what was people were talking about. First post I saw, and I'm not joking, this is completely serious. Like my reaction to it was Pokemon Sleep announced. You can still level up your Pokemon Go or whatever Pokemon while you sleep. And there was a graphic for it. And my first thought was, oh, this is a waste of time. I'm not going to go to Twitter for this if they're just going to freaking troll me with stupid people making up stuff. And I'm not even joking. I closed it. I was like, I'm not gonna sort through all these fake ones.
Yeah.
And I waited for the reaction video. Then I watched the reaction video and I was like, oh my god, that actually happened.
Yeah.
It's really happening right now. That's literally what I'm sitting in my chair watching it happen. I was like, this is the real thing. Um,
Yeah.
I'll say bravo because like how did they come up with that? And maybe it'll be obviously it was the business presentation. So an investor, maybe they want like, hey, we got to do Pokemon Go again. That was huge. Like they made billions of dollars, whatever. What else can we do? Well, here we go. This is the only thing we else left to do.
Hmm.
so maybe it'll be huge. Um, it just reminds me of like the Nintendo Vitality sensor and things like that,
Well, I thought it was going to be the vitality
right?
sensor originally.
To make sure you're not faking that you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this whole thing?
Too soon to tell.
Right.
I
It
don't know.
it's
It's
inventive.
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
inventive, I guess. But again, if it's just trying to go for Pokemon Go again, then maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a different company. It's like
Is it?
I forget. It's not DNA. It's I forget who it was. It was some random company who's doing it, and they were the ones who did the Magikarp
Oh
jump
yes,
game.
yes. I never heard of that, but I
I was
remember them
like,
talking about it. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
and I was like, oh, these guys. This game wasn't really that good.
Oh, geez. Was it like a Flappy Bird or something? 'Cause that's what it sounds like.
No, it was just I forget exactly what it was. It was like some weird. You
Auto
hit a button
runner.
and Magikarp jumps,
Oh, okay.
and you get different Magikarps or something.
Wow. All right.
It was big, like it was a big like story type thing,
Oh,
but like I don't know, it just wasn't
like
good.
a free to play kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Man, I don't like now. I know I'm in the minority. I don't even have a smartphone, so I'm just not at all into that stuff. But man, they're just going ham. They're going full on. Let's just telephone games. Throw them all the telephone games, all the free games.
I mean, that's all Japan is, so like it makes
Really?
sense for this Japan business
Yeah.
meeting.
I mean, I can't blame them for it. Like I said, I'm in the minority big time. But
That's why the Switch is doing so well because a lot of the mobile games are coming to
ah,
Switch.
oh yeah, yeah, okay. Now they're going into China and stuff too. So
Hmm.
all right. So Pokemon Sleep. Just too early to tell then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be cool. The only thing that sticks out to me as, oh, okay, it's a little more nuanced, is that it talks about getting up on time and stuff.
Hmm.
So it like obviously works with the clock and that, like sleeping at a good time and getting up. And of course, that's not going to affect everybody. Everybody has different schedules, but whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is weird. It's just, it's weird, but it's also like it could be amazing, or I mean, money making. Like it could be
Hmm.
huge. So because it's something you do anyway, just like walking, right, with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So I can't blame them. I kind of want to give them an applause, just like sure, go for it. Maybe it'll be
Hmm.
amazing, but it's weird. It's just they should have had told us to brace ourselves. Maybe they did, and I forget, but they should have been like, stay with us. But here's what we have next. um,
Yeah.
yeah. But
I don't
anyways,
know.
yeah.
It was just a weird conference altogether. Like I knew what to expect immediately just because of I think they said in that reaction where they're just like, well, Nintendo said, don't worry, there's a direct happening.
Right. Yes. Good call. Yeah.
So
So, anyways, the next there's still two more weird things, but actually one's kind of cool. But the next one though, and they were like, remember this thing, and it's a little map. I think it's like the Google Maps thing, uh, for Pokemon Go, right? The little controller, Pokemon Plus controller, right?
yeah.
And then they were like, there's a new version. It's called the Pokemon Plus Plus, um, which
Yeah.
is just.
Which is used for the Pokemon Sleep.
Oh yeah, that one's for the sleep thing. Okay,
Yeah, but it also works as a regular plus. So at
and it
first I
lights up and
was
that. Yeah,
yeah, but at first I was like, this is the dumbest name ever.
it's
You're
the
gonna confuse
most Japanese
well
thing ever.
well also I was like, you're gonna confuse people like the Wii
Yes,
U. But then I
I go
realized
back
but
to
then
Final
once
Fantasy X too.
yeah.
Things like that.
But then they said, oh, it works as a regular plus. So then I
Mhm.
was more okay with the name.
It's more of an upgrade, like a replacement, I guess.
Yeah.
Again, it's I saw it as a, and now whatever. This is just me, and I know I'm in the minority. And for this, maybe my opinion's not as important, but it just felt skeevy again because it's like, hey, this thing was a success. Let's do it again. Call it the same thing. Basically, it's just go
Yeah.
buy another one for all the people that bought the millions of people that bought the first one. Just go buy another one
Hmm.
because it didn't explain what was new about it, right? It just looked different.
It it looks different and it does whatever the sleep stuff does.
Right. So it's just
It has
like, here's another one for you. It's like, oh my
it
god,
has
is the first one not work?
uh
I don't know.
it has some special motion sensors in it. So I think that's why like you set it on your bed and it probably like
Oh, that's so
tracks
weird.
how much you toss and turn.
Yeah, that's so
But
weird.
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
but the name is definitely the most Japanese thing I've ever heard. So
plus.
yeah. But again, it's gonna make waves, and people are talking about it. So it's like, because it's so goofy and weird. It's maybe that's the goal. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really curious what you think of this one. The final thing was the Pokemon shirts. My
Yeah.
first
So,
reaction was, "This is rad. They look pretty cool." And then I think the conference ended on that, and it was like, that is a weird thing to be like, now go buy some Pokemon shirts.
but they've already been out,
Yeah,
so I don't understand like why that was in the conference at
they
all.
said at the end, and now it's available in North America for the first time.
No, no, they said it was already available in North
I,
America.
sw- I swear they said it's been in Japan for a while, and now it's
I
first
thought it
time
was vice
available.
versa.
Oh, oh, maybe that's
I
possible.
swear it was
I messed
vice
that
versa
up.
because I remember
Yeah, maybe.
seeing it like months ago. Like you could buy them. I was like, oh, these
Oh,
are
okay.
cool.
I swear they said, but now I'm questioning it for sure. I swear they said now it's available in North America and Europe for the first time.
Mm.
But and that's why they were, because they were showing it in English and that, right? Or maybe not. Was it?
Yeah, it
Was
was
it?
in
So
English.
maybe that would make sense that it's just coming out here for the first time. Yeah, because of course it would come out in Japan first, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, now I don't know for sure. Damn, wish I had that information. If you can check on your phone or something, but
Uh,
just Pokemon shirts, and then probably an
po-
IGN article or something.
Pokemon.
Since
If
my
I can spell shirts correctly,
Google will fix it for you.
are coming to Europe and U.S. Okay, I guess
There.
you are
Okay.
right.
Cool. Okay. So that's news. That's kind of cool. I don't know how much they are. I'm sure they're obviously kind of pricey or whatever, but
Yeah,
not in
people are
relative
saying they're
terms. But
pricey.
yeah, but that doesn't matter as long as you obviously you get quality. It looks like, and it looks like you can mix and match. They said like pick two different Pokemon or something. Anyways, that's all cool. It was a weird way to end but again, it's a business thing, so sure. Weird way to end that conference, but for something not really game related, but I guess that makes sense. I don't know. It would be better opening to the thing. Um, to kind of start small, like look, buy some T-shirts. Um,
Whoa, this is super cool. Like how in depth this is with
yeah,
making your own shirt.
yeah. It kind of interested me. At first, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" But then they started showing,
$100.
yeah. So 130 Canadian
Ugh. No, thank you.
plus tax
It's not worth it.
and shipping. Yeah, but it's just cool that it's available. Again, price doesn't matter if for people that can afford that and just do it, then sure, go for it. It's worth whatever people will pay for it. So,
Yeah.
um, and if they're quality and that, it's different if they're like really bad, but there's no way. Um, anyway, so that actually kind of seemed cool when I thought about it after. I'm like, actually, you know what, the shirts thing is kind of neat, but
Yeah, this Ivysaur shirt that I just created like looks like a Hawaiian shirt.
that's cool.
So like I don't
That's
know, like
awesome. Yeah,
these are definitely cool.
cool.
Huh.
And
I might
the last thing I wanted to just kind of casually talk about to kind of close things up here is the Pokemon Direct next week. Um, what do you hope to see? That's the main thing I want to know. What are some predictions?
predictions.
Like safe predictions, and then maybe some out there ones, or we can go back and forth or whatever. I haven't given it much thought, so we'll just go off the cuff, whatever.
I don't know. I hope we see the beginning.
Oh, like with Oak or whatever the guy is or whatever.
Yeah, I hope we see like the new professor. I hope we see just kind of because I feel like the past few Pokemon games, like we've seen like the kind of the beginning scenes,
Right.
um, for like trailers. See the starters again more in action. I don't. We're going to see them. I don't want to see them. We're going to see
Yeah.
that full
Yeah, that
evolutions.
was gonna be one of my predictions. Yeah. You think we're gonna
We
see
are.
the full, like all
Yeah.
second and third evolutions or whatever, or
Yeah.
first and
Yeah.
second?
Definitely.
Okay. I'm cool with that
Um.
because I want to take some screenshots, maybe do some drawing, try to get in on that.
We're gonna see the legendaries.
Oh, right. Is there always three still? I don't keep up with it.
There are always two,
Okay.
at least,
Oh,
at
one for
least
each
two.
version. You're talking about
Yeah,
those ones. Yeah, okay. Right, right. Well, it used to be like obviously three birds and then the three yeah, anyways.
yeah.
Sassoon and Raikou and all those ones, but yeah.
All right. Let's see what else. That customization's happening.
Right.
I'd like
Yep.
that to go more in depth.
I'm sure they will because it was rumored there a few days ago or last week on the show we had mentioned it. But yeah.
I don't remember if we saw that, but I would hope that trainer battles or trainer battle, gym battles are back
Oh yeah. Oh, they got rid of
because
those, right? Or they
yeah, they
changed it
got
up.
rid of them in Sun and Moon, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't like Sun and Moon.
Would it work if? See, I'm just going crazy now. But like, if they don't do that story based, whatever, maybe boss fights and stuff. I don't know how the last game was, but um, story based. You go through we saw the area already. I forget what it's called now though. Do you remember what it's called? The world?
No.
Yeah, it's supposed to be based on Europe or something.
Hmm.
You go through that story and you finish that, and it's like a story and with boss fights or whatever, and you save the world or whatever. Then the second area is more traditional.
Huh.
That would be neat. I think I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
Because traditional is kind of simple. You don't need story. You just kind of go from one town to the next, and then you gym battle, town to get some abilities, whatever.
Hmm.
That'd be cool. If the story they want to tell is this epic, it's the first time it's been on a console. Maybe they can do some cool story stuff. Um, and maybe the 3DS games were like that. I don't know, like story focused. But
The
that'd be
DS games were definitely story focused.
okay. And Black Ops 2 and stuff were, but there's still gym battles and everything. It still felt traditional, I think.
Yeah,
TMs and all
Sun
that.
and Moon was the one that changed the formula,
Gotcha.
where it was some trial things. So it was arbitrary reasons as to why you couldn't go past certain
Oh,
obstacles.
yeah, no. Yeah. I'd like it to be kind of linear. Like personally speaking, I would like a change. Like, but again, I want the traditional experience in there too.
Hmm.
Again, if we are saying a second world or something, um, but even if it's a previous world, they're just whatever, like
Hmm.
from X and Y or from Silver or something weird that you go to. Um, but I would like it to be story focused if the story's good and like again, you can still do boss fights and stuff and to get to the next area. And I don't know if they can do a good story, but um, kind of keep both people happy. Get through the story, learn about the world and the characters, so you care about them and a villain and all this stuff, and then have that be a 25-hour story or whatever, and then you finish it. Then you go to a new world and it's like different Pokemon, like old school ones, and like traditional gym battles, and it's like a whole new kind of thing. That'd be cool.
Hmm.
Anyways, whatever. But I just want that dual world thing. I like that idea of being surprised that there's even more game.
Yeah.
Like I know Dragon Quest does that. It's like a whole other game after you beat it. So
Hmm.
Dragon Quest 11. But yeah. Anyways, anything else?
Not really. Those are pretty much the only things I'm wanting to see.
Yeah, the customization thing I'd say is definitely gonna be a shoe in because of
Yeah.
the rumors of that it's in there. So release date. I think they'll have a release date. I mean, they have to, right?
It's November something something.
Oh, they already
It's
have a
always
release date
no.
for.
I'm just saying
Oh,
it's
you're saying.
always
Oh,
November.
gotcha. Well, that's
Let's
good.
see.
I'm afraid of it being pushed. So if it's always November, then maybe that'll. You're giving me a lot
It,
of hope for this game today.
it's gonna be November 22nd. I'm
Okay,
calling it now.
cool. I'm gonna go with my little knowledge. I'm gonna say November 15th.
Mm.
It's just the first thing that came to mind. So, and now we got proof. So, like on the video. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, if there are trainers or like bosses or whatever you want to call them, maybe that's different or not trainers, gym leaders, they'll show them all. Um, like even if it's a quick montage, like boom, 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 there's like six villains or six characters, they'll show them all.
Hmm.
And their designs, but maybe that's it. They won't have any story or nothing with them. And like you said, the starters, it's 15 minutes long. We didn't mention that, but 15 minutes is a long time for one game,
Yeah,
unless
it
there's like
is.
tie-in stuff. Um, like pre-order this and you get this, and then there's also like animated thing coming out or this spin-off for Sword and Shield. They could fill it with that stuff too. Oh, one thing I didn't
Mhm.
mention to go back to Death Stranding. Did you see what the pre-order bonus is?
Like the golden stuff.
You literally get a baby.
Oh no.
You didn't see that? Actually, I have it on my Twitter here on my tablet. I'll actually retweet it to you right now. Jeff Keighley tweeted it
I
out.
mean, like the physical pre-orders.
Yep, you get a
No,
baby
I've
in
only
the
seen the digital
you
stuff.
get a baby in the thing. It looks maybe life size, but I don't know. I'm gonna tweet it out to you right now.
I don't want that.
Yeah. It's perfectly wacky. Okay, I just tweeted it at you. Comes with a baby pod. BB baby pod, I guess it's called.
Oh wow,
Isn't that amazing? That's so perfect.
that is something.
Oh, my PlayStation's gonna shut down. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, back to Pokemon. again, release date. I wanted to know, do you have? This would be fun to see if we're right or not. Do you have a theory? Like, okay, what were the there's Professor Oak. Again, I'm old, so I only remember Professor Oak and Professor Elm.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember any other ones?
There's Sycamore.
Okay, I didn't know that.
There's Birch.
Oh yeah, I knew that one. Yeah,
Um,
that was probably black, right? Black and white. That sounds familiar.
Birch, I think, is Gen 3.
Oh, so okay, so Pearl, I think.
No, that'd be like
Ruby,
Ruby
Sapphire.
and
Yeah,
Sapphire.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Pearl and
Um,
Diamond were after, right?
yeah,
Okay.
those are like right after.
Yeah. Okay. That was probably Sycamore or something because I never played those really. So.
Sycamore, I believe, was X and Y.
Okay.
Okay, I have a list of them.
Okay. Good. Good. Nice. Nice and quick.
If it lets me do it. Okay, Oak was Kanto.
Yep.
Elm was Johto. Birch was Hoenn. So yeah, I was right.
Okay. Yeah.
Rowan was Sinnoh, which was
Oh.
like the old man with like the mustache and beard.
Don't know. Yeah.
Juniper,
Ah.
she
Yeah. I remember.
was
She looks like yeah.
Nova. Um, let's
So they
see.
stopped becoming tree based, or maybe it's just ones I don't know.
No, Juniper. I mean, I guess is a tree
Yeah, but what about the one you
type
just
thing.
said?
Sycamore is the next one.
Oh, okay.
And then Kukui,
Hmm.
which is probably some local
True. Yeah.
Hawaiian thing. Oh, and then Professor Willow is in
Damn.
Pokemon Go.
Ah, I wish you didn't say that. Okay. Because I was gonna ask what are your predictions for the next one? I was gonna say Willow. Damn it. That was gonna be my guess, but that's too perfect. Now I don't have one.
Yeah.
Damn
Pine.
it. Oh, okay, that's a good one. Damn, what's left? Maple? That could be alright. I'm gonna go with Maple.
Okay.
Um, that's funny. Because I'm pretty happy with that actually. Maple sounds like it could be a good one.
Yeah.
Um, it's funny. What else could we do? Predictions for that. And you mentioned seeing all the starter evolutions, which I think is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to see it. I understand why you wouldn't though, but there's so many other Pokemon that are gonna have so many crazy evolutions.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's a fun prediction that's out there and crazy. I think, and maybe they've done it already. I'm trying to think because again, I'm not caught up with the 3DS ones or Let's Go. But have they ever had a fourth evolution? Ever?
They have Megas,
Yeah, but that's like
but that's it.
for old Pokemon, right? But never for three. One, you know what I mean? Like a Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, and then there's like a fourth one. Have they ever had that, or is that what the?
Not permanent.
Oh, so so there has been fourth
I
evolution.
mean, Mega evolutions are for
Oh.
like Ivysaur or like Venusaur can be a Mega Venusaur, but then it comes back. It
Hmm.
reverts back.
How does
It's
that
only
work?
for battles.
Oh, weird. So what is it like a move you use or an item or something?
It's like a special item that they hold.
Okay,
They
so that
synchronize with you.
so that kind of maybe detracts from my theory, but I think it'd be
So
cool
hopefully
to
Mega
have a
Evolutions come
fourth.
back.
Yeah, it'd be cool if like old Pokemon like Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam could have a fourth evolution. Just like certain ones, like it was like
Yeah.
maybe they are legendary or something special. I'm gonna still say
Mm-hmm.
that as a theory that there's gonna bring back, or they're gonna just for old Pokemon maybe, maybe for only like 8 of them or something like that. Like a Machamp evolution, or it doesn't have to be the original 150. That's the ones in my brain, but like a Needle King, you know. Well, I guess whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. They always add evolutions, right? Because I remember for Megaton and Black, I think there was like a UFO looking one or something. Like a
Yeah.
Magneton third evolution or something they added later. So I think more baby Pokemon. Do you think they'll add that?
Yeah. I mean, they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that's good for predictions. I don't know. I just want something after the game's over. I want another world because Silver. Like I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, but I love turn-based RPGs. I'm just gonna play modern ones. Like I like, with tons of content, tons of customization, where your party's just however you want it. That's so cool. With online trading and stuff, I'm all about that stuff. So I always forget about it, but like if I was gonna do a top 5 list of my favorite games, it would be tons of Final Fantasy, Earthbound, all that stuff, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 8, and whatever.
Yeah.
But I always forget. I think Pokemon Silver deserves to be like my top 3.
Yeah, the remakes of those are really good on DS.
Never played those. I missed out on those ones. But at 99, I bought my little cousin Brad. He was the one who introduced me to Pokemon. He had it on his old Game Boy and Pokemon Red, and then I started emulating on my uncle's computer Pokemon Blue, and I went through that. Um, and he had some friends that would come over and play Pokemon cards, but they didn't know how to play, so I like learned the rules, taught him how to play. Because I'm like 6 years older than them. I was probably like 15 at the time, and he was like 9 or whatever. And taught them how to play, and so I got into Pokemon cards. I still got all my cards. And then so in '99, so like a couple years later, whatever, I had a job, I had some money. I went and bought a teal Game Boy Color with Pokemon Silver, and that's all I had on that thing. And for like a year, I just played that straight. And that was amazing. I got like Scizor, and I think you have to trade to get that one.
Yeah.
The metal, whatever it was. But anyways, love that game. And I just remember being blown away. It was almost like the upside down castle and Symphony of the Night and things like that when you beat the game, and it's like, oh my god, it's got the entire Pokemon Blue game in there, and I got to go through it all again and with different Pokemon and like. So I'll never forget that. Like that was one of the best RPG experiences I've ever had. So and then I sold that Game Boy, and I had like the battery pack thing, so I didn't have to use batteries, and like a magnifying thing on the front with a light and all this stuff that came with it.
Yeah.
And I remember selling that in an online ad. So this is early internet. So this is like in 2000, let's say. Selling it to a mom who was looking to get it for her son. And then I went and bought with the money. I think I sold it for like $75 or something. The whole thing. I went and bought Final Fantasy Chronicles, I think, for PlayStation. So that was Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger, two of my favorite games ever. So
right, yeah.
Oh, I got a like on my tweet about the podcast. But anyways, yeah. So anyways, that'll do it for theories. I guess nothing else to add, right?
Nothing really, no.
Cool. All right, we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
I think it was a good show. I think this might be our best show yet.
Hopefully.
Everything went smooth, I think.
It did.
A lot to keep track of, especially at the beginning especially with the going live soon thing and everything, and we'll keep doing that.
Yeah.
And anyways, yeah. So where can people find you, Cheater?
Chitaro2 everywhere.
Everywhere. Twitter.
Even Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
But don't go there. Where can they find you?
Zemus 101, same thing, including Facebook. No, I don't know actually Facebook, but I have a Facebook art page, but that's another thing. But yeah, Zemus 101 on Twitter. And I want to finish the podcast by saying follow me on Twitch, follow on YouTube or subscribe or whatever. Hell, even Twitter and all that stuff, and Cheatar too, obviously. I don't know if you're gonna be streaming anytime soon, but
probably tomorrow.
That'd be cool. What are you streaming?
Yeah, probably more Donkey Kong because.
Cool. The third one or second one, right?
It was the second one.
Yeah. Cool.
Maybe depending on what happens.
So that's also Cheatar02, right? On Twitch. So.
Cool. Yep.
All right.
So.
Awesome.
All right.
That's gonna do it. Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. And have a good rest of the week, and you too, Cheatar.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. See you later.
See ya.